English opening, King's English variation, 2.g3. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed black in that one. The opening was balanced. It was an incredible middle game by both players. White outmaneuvered black in the endgame. In the English opening, White plays c4 to take control of the d5 square without sacrificing a central piece. This is a more patient opening. e5 controls the d4 and f4 squares, and allows the queen and dark squared bishop to develop. The light squared bishop is getting ready to be fianchetto on g2, where it will be positioned on the long diagonal. By doing this, a knight moves out of its beginning square and into the action. By positioning the bishop on a potent diagonal, this fianchettos the bishop. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. It is the final book action. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. It is quite good. The bishop is prepared to grow into a functional square. That's good. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. This suggests exchanging items of equivalent value. It is quite good. The knight is now on a square that is more secure. It is quite good. This develops a knight from its starting square, activating it. It is ideal. This defends the attacked pawn. It is best. Castling gets the king to a safer square, out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. Castling kingside tends to be safer because the king is further from the center. It is best. Castling develops a rook, while also moving the king to safety. Castling to the same side of the board as the opponent tends to lead to less sharp positions as compared with opposite side castling. It is best. This suggests kicking a bishop. It is quite good. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. Not the finest, this. It is incorrect. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Recaptures. It is ideal. This checks the king while also posing a threat of revealing an attack on a pawn. It is incorrect. This maintains the balance in material with a good trade. This is the only good move. This stops the opponent from being able to reveal an attack on a pawn while also checking the king. It is a great move. Backs off. It is ideal. This allows the opponent to develop a piece while also winning a tempo on a queen. It is an inaccuracy. The pawn is now suitably protected. That's good. This strikes the opponent's bishop. It is ideal. This reveals an assault and puts a pawn in danger. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. It is quite good. A pawn that was being attacked and had no defenses is now protected by this. That's good. By growing a bishop from its initial square, this activates it. That's good. By moving a rook from its starting square, this activates it. It is ideal. That is a logical response. It is quite good. While not a mistake, that is also not the wisest course of action. That's good. A rook enters the action after developing outside of its starting square as a result. That is good. That's a decent move. That's good. This poses a threat to slay a queen. That's good. This makes it impossible for the adversary to kick a queen. It is ideal. This reveals an attack that poses a threat to a queen. It is ideal. The queen is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This is the only move that works. It is a great move. Recaptures. It is ideal. The pawn is now on a square that is safer. It is ideal. Very precise. It is best. This shifts the bishop to a square with more activity, giving it greater scope. That's good. Now that the rooks can see one another, they can defend one another. That's good. A powerful play. It is quite good. This competes for the open file with the opposing rook. It is ideal. This keeps the material balance in check with good commerce. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. By doing this, a queen moves off of its beginning square and into the action. It is quite good. A wise decision. It is quite good. This puts the opposing rook in a position to lose control of the open file. It is ideal. Among the best actions. It is quite good. This enables the adversary to make a pawn attack known. It is incorrect. This exposes a pawn attack. It is ideal. Although the score was nearly equal, white now has the upper hand. It is incorrect. This is an equal trade. This is the only good move. It is best. Recaptures. This threatens to take an outpost with a bishop. This is the start of the endgame and black is worse. It is best. The best choice is this one. It is ideal. This misses a chance to capture an outpost with a bishop. It is incorrect. This loses a chance to imply that winning a pawn is possible. It is incorrect. Perfectly on point. It is ideal. This is the only move that works. This threatens to play checkmate. It is a great move. This defends a piece that is being attacked but is not well defended. It is ideal. It is a fair deal after all captures. It is ideal. Backs off. It is ideal. The queen is therefore moved to safety. It is ideal. This avoids the queen's check. It is ideal. What I would have advised is that. It is ideal. This misses a chance to improve a bishop's square and broaden its range. It is incorrect. By moving it from the back rank, this activates the king in the endgame. It is quite good. It's alright. That's good. This is how you take the pawn. That's good. This moves away from the queen of checking. It is ideal. This secures a pawn. It is ideal. This creates a counter threat against an opposite bishop, as opposed to retreating from an attack. It is excellent. The bishop is now on a square that is more secure. It is ideal. This protects the bishop who was attacked. That's good. It was a free pawn there. It is ideal. That is a logical response. It is quite good. Very precise. It is best. Sudden a close game that was lost by a mistake. White really outplayed black in that one. The opening was balanced. It was an incredible middle game by both players. White outmaneuvered black in the endgame.